Hey guys, this is Eric from ET Figure Unboxing, and in this video, we're going to take a look at Figma number 270, Leonidas from the movie 300. This is Sparta! I've been waiting for this guy for quite a while, and I believe this is the most recent Figma that I think is interesting. And yeah, the box art looks amazing. Like, just look at all these blood splash. I'm not sure if you guys can see that clearly. Here it says 300 and all that blood, and here is the right side of the box, just showing you more Leonidas. And look at those packs, man, that's amazing. And here is the I'm gonna show you the left side of the box, and the face sculpt looks amazing though. They usually do really bad on face sculpt, but it looks really nice from what we're seeing over here. And you know, let's just check it out. And here is the back of the box, just featuring some of the stuff you can do with the just very simple, I think. But I really like the box art. I kept saying that, but you know, this looks really amazing. And let's look at the top too. And I like how this thing is really big too. I wasn't expecting like a one of those premium Figmas, but you know, he is quite expensive. But for $80, this is okay, because I think Snake was around $80 as well, but you know, Snake doesn't get like this kind of treatment. Like, the box is not like, it's half the size. Anyway, let's jump straight into the box and see what we have. Alright, so here we have the figure itself still in the packaging, and as you guys can see, it came with a fair amount of stuff. There's like a spear, a sword, and shield, and two kinds of helmet. And I think they give you two kinds of helmet because they're doing this 2-in-1 box kind of deal. You can have Leonidas or you can have the foot soldier. And a lot of companies has been doing this, like even SH Figure Arts, they have like Stormtrooper, and they expect you to purchase multiple of them. And for me, one is enough because it's kind of expensive, but I'm pretty sure someone out there is gonna purchase like 300 of these, and that's gonna look really crazy. 300 of these, that's like what, 24K? That would be really cool if someone really do that. He also came with the shouting phase, and that looks really good, and the regular rack of hands, and the Figma bag and Figma stand, I believe. Oh yeah, and here is the cloth cape, and it looks really good. I think companies should really start doing the cloth cape. It would have been really nice if we get like a Itachi with a cloth cape, and you know, he can just take out the Akatsuki cloak or something. Because I have this Kakashi right here, and using like a secondary marketed cloth cape, and that looks really nice. So I'm starting to think they should incorporate more cloth cape, but I don't know, that's just me, and that's for another review. And also forgot to mention like these DI stages, background looks really cool. Anyway, let's jump straight into the figure and see what we got. Alright, just want to mention quickly, he has a ridiculous amount of plastic on him for the protection. Alright, so here we have the figure itself, and instead of using a turntable, we're just gonna take a closer look. The face sculpt turns out to be really nice this time around. It still kind of looks cartoonish, but it's a lot better than some of the stuff they've been doing over the years. They tend to be really bad at making real live action figures, but this is acceptable. Like, Bruce Lee and Indiana Jones just looks ridiculous. I wouldn't even think about buying it. And yeah, the shading on the body is amazing, and look at these attention to detail. He has some veins popping out left and right. And some of the paint job on the armor is amazing. Like the bracelet and armor, that looks really good. I think we're paying a lot for these paint jobs. These are really premium, as expected from Max Factory, and they look really good. Just look at all that shading and the muscle. It looks good. And yeah, let's jump straight into the articulation. Alright, so for the articulation, Leonidas is probably one of the worst I've ever experienced on a Figma. I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but it's worth to mention that it is not as articulated as I thought. The neck and the head is fine, you know, it's regular. You can twist that and you can move up and down, and there's like a double joint and there's a neck joint, it's fine. But the problem is the shoulder and the abs. Like the shoulder, you can only move up that much. I already chipped my figure over here, and that's not very cool. And if you want more articulation, you have to like kind of wiggle it out, and then that allows you to move a little bit more. But you know, there's a little gap over there. But you know, it's understandable. It's really buff, and they have to put a lot of plastic on it. But you know, it really hinders the articulation by a little bit. And it's not what they you know, so-called smooth yet posable joints from Figma. You know, it's not, you know, like you can't really pose them, but it's really smooth though. And the ab crunch is almost non-existent. You know, like he's just too buff. The APAC is really like killing the articulation. And the leg is okay since this is on a softer plastic, but you know, it's still kind of limiting compared to a lot of the figures we have in the past. This is okay, like, and this is okay as well. And the knee is fine, but the problem is with the shoulder and the abs. Oh, and he does have bicep swivel and curl, and you know, the regular Figma thing. But yeah, that's it for the articulation, and let's jump into the accessories. Alright, so for the accessories, he came with a yelling face, and that looks pretty good. Even though I wish they could have given us another face, but that's sufficient. And a relaxed open hands, and that looks really good. Alright, so he also came with a pair of another display open hands. These are more relaxed, which we just saw, and these are kind of like grippy, but not really, and he can do this kind of pose no problem. And he also came with two kinds of helmet, and we're gonna assemble them shortly. And the way you do it is he does include this kind of helmet head, and there's like a peg over there. You just gotta swap them, and let's check that out. So of course he came with a pair of weapon holding hands, and I already assembled the piece, and let's just put it over here. And this is what it will look like with the helmet, and that looks pretty good. Let's try on the other helmet as well. And yeah, this is how you do it, and it's pretty simple. Alright, so here's the sword Leonidas came with, and that is really nicely sculpted. And I really like this new thing they're doing, where you can just slide a sword in instead of forcing into the small Figma hands. You guys have no idea like how hard it is to actually do this. I think my Kirito's hand is almost like fucked up. It's all like loose. Anyways, that's pretty cool. I just slide it in, and he can hold that nicely. And here's the spear, and same thing goes with the spear. And the tip over here, you can actually remove this part, and then you can just slowly slide that in, and that is really nice. And just look at this long spear. Yeah, let's try. So here we have Leonidas holding the spear, and it is really nice and long. As you guys can see, it towers over him. And I gotta mention that these feels really nice. It does really feel like wood. I don't know how they're doing it, but I think it's just the paint. Anyway, so here is the shield, and the shield looks really good. I like how they design all these battle damage and stuff, and that looks really cool. And I think the way to assemble this is just like the Figma link. You just have to remove these part. I'm gonna show you guys. Wait, it's kind of hard to remove it. Anyways, alright, so I spent a little bit more time trying to assemble the shield, and unfortunately, I think they screwed up pretty bad. There is absolutely no way. Do let me know you've actually done this, but I can't really pack this in and pack this in. Like, his arm is just too buff. And despite this being like a softer material, there's no way you can put this in. Like, I can't really do it on mine. And I'm pretty sure, this is probably like I'm not sure if this is a QC issue, but I can't do it. Do let me know if yours work, but mine doesn't work. So I might just don't use this piece, and then, you know, just assemble this as it is. But you know, that is kind of weak, man. That is really stupid. I can't believe I'm calling Figma stupid, but you know, that is probably an error. Alright, so lastly we have the cape, and the cape is actually quite nice. I really like it, and we have the emblem over here, and that's probably the Leonidas emblem. And the cape is really long, and it's really stretchy, and yeah, I like the cape. The cape is really cool, as you guys can see. It's a really big cape. Alright, let's jump into some size comparison. Alright, so for the size comparison, I'm gonna go ahead and compare him with Figma Makoto, because he is the tallest, or one of the tallest Figma, and this is what he will look like next to one of the tallest Figma we have in the market. And here we have Gong from Hunter x Hunter, and they're not meant to scale, so I think it will look kind of weird. And here we have Kirua. And what else do I have? Oh, I have the Figma Snake right here, which I just reviewed not too long ago. And so Snake is slightly taller, I think. I just have to make him stand a little bit. Yeah, Snake is taller, in fact. And here we have the Rivaltech Venom Snake, and he is a lot bigger. And I can't really imagine Venom Snake being bigger than Spartans, but you know, that's how it is, and they're not meant to scale. And here are the Premium Color Edition trunks. What else do I have here? I have Levi from Attack on Titans. And yeah, Leonidas, I feel like he should be a little bit taller, but you know, I'm fine with it. He can be on his own scale. Here we have Persona 4U, and that's not meant to scale as well. And we have the, I think, from the girl from Ghost in the Shell, and she looks pretty good too next to her. Or next to him, excuse me. And here we have the GGO Kirito. Oops. And here we have, oh, the regular Kirito I had earlier. And yeah, that's pretty cool. That's what he will look like. What else do I have? Alright, so finally we have I have Minato over here trying to cast some ninjutsu, and yeah, he is about the size as Minato in terms of height. Yeah, I have Kakashi over here as well. Doing some, I don't want to call that Aikiri, that is probably Rasengan in lightning mode or something, and that's pretty cool. So Kakashi towers over him because, you know, I have him like, you know, kind of crouching. Alright, so let's compare him with some of the figures I have on the right side of my table. And here is the Awakening Goku. Awakening Goku is probably around the same height because they have the same height in terms of the shoulder. And this is the McFarlane Halo, and we have Mewtwo and Hulk and Figma Spider-Man. So yeah, I feel like Leonidas should be a little bit taller, but I'm not too sure if they can make him taller with all that muscle though. Alright, so lastly, let's check out what's behind the backdrop. And alright, so here we have some of the Star Wars figures. I'm gonna compare him with some Star Wars figures over here. So he is about the same height as Luke and Obi-Wan, and a little bit shorter than Kylo Ren and Darth Vader. And he is about the same height as Kamen Rider Eternal. And he's shorter than Captain America and Thor. And what else do I have over here? I think that's it for the size comparison. And let's jump straight into the final thoughts. Alright, so for the final thoughts, I'm not too sure if I can recommend this figure to everyone. But I think for the price point, he is quite okay because he came with a fair amount of stuff. The paint job and the sculpt is obviously really good. He looks beautiful. And it does look like the actor, I forgot the name of the actor by the way, I apologize for that. But it is a really good representation of him. But I just wish that he could have moved a little better. Like the articulation is there, but you know, it's not the end of the world, but he's just a little too buff and there's just too much plastic on him and he can't really move like that. The abs, and there's no ab crunch and everything. And they do fight really agile in the movie, so you know, I'm kind of bummed out, but you know, it's okay. And if you're not like me that likes to play with a figure, you're not gonna have that much problem with it. He can do some cool poses, no problem. And yeah, I'm not really a big fan of 300. I think I got him more because I'm a big fan of Figma, and every time there's a really cool Figma figure, I will get it, right? But yeah, that's it from me, and do let me know if you have any other questions. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll really appreciate it. This is Eric. I'll see you guys in the next video then. See ya.